Hello, I'm Corey, and this is 131 Woodworking, where we're focused on the beginner woodworker. Today, taking 2x4, making Dexicon planters, centerpieces for your counter, bunch of stuff you can do with it. Stay tuned and enjoy. So I forgot to hit the record button as I was milling up this lumber, but basically what I did is I face jointed it, edge jointed it on the joiner, squared it up on my miter saw, and then I cut it down to 1/2-inch pieces, or close to it. From there we went to the planer, milled it up, so all your boards are the same thickness. So off camera I installed a dado blade. It's, I don't know, 1/4 inch thick. So the idea is we're going to take the outside, goes face up. I'm going to set this dado blade up. That looks good. It's not rocket science. So, first part we're going to do is we're going to make a groove down there for the bottom to inlay. So now we got to figure out, top and bottom. That one's got a hole, so we're going to try to work around that, cut that out. We'll put that at the top for now, because what we'll do next is we'll change this back out. We'll rip them down to final dimensions, and then we'll run through with the, cut our angles on each side. So it's 9/16 of an inch. You want to get something to hold it down and in. We're just going to run it right through. Guess what helps like this. So we are just using cheap big box store blades. Picture goes out. If you wanted to, you could turn around and make a dado across the top, and then you could inlay contrasting colored wood. Today, not gonna do that. It's just pine. No reason. Again, you want to take your tape measure and go on the inside of the blade. 2 pieces. Should get 2 pieces out of one of these. Forgot to turn the date on that one. So our left is 1.5 inches. It's about 5 inches, I think. Yeah, 5 inches. 1.5 inches, 5 1/4 make. It's going to be more for pencils. This would be more for my kitchen utensils, taller stuff. So you just turn it on, set it up onto the table, zero it out, and go over to our blade. There we got it, 72 degrees. Yeah, 72, it looks like 75 in the camera. Fence in, once we get our edge kind of established. We just inched the fence over a little bit at a time until we got right there on the edge. So nice 72 degree cut. You're gonna flip it around, cut it from the other side. We got quite a few to do, so let's get to it. So now we're just gonna hand sand the edges right here, just lightly brush over it, knock off the burrs, and then we're gonna pick our 10 favorite pieces, line them up, and get ready for glue up. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a straight edge, get it clamped up to the table, and use that to line up our pieces. Blade's level. just get it straight. These, I'm gonna take painter's tape, lay it sticky side up across the table. Not like so. Struggle is real. I'm gonna get 2 layers, make it a little easier. Top and bottom. I'm gonna get these laid down first. What we're gonna do is take the outside face down up against our straight edge, just like so. I made it and take your straight edge down. So now, just gonna roll it up. That's what you're left with. Now, need a bottom. So, just kind of trace out the inside. So you got knocked it down shape. Now this is the inside diameter, so obviously it won't fit in there. So I'm gonna take my ruler and come off about 1/8 inch and just extend those lines. So what we're left with is this. You're gonna cut on the outside edge here. You can use a bandsaw if you've got one, jigsaw, handsaw, miter saw if you really wanted to. It's kind of sketchy, but it works. And today we're gonna use a jigsaw. So cut on the outside edge. If it's a little proud, that's okay. We're gonna fine tune it on the belt sander. So let's get to cut. Don't be like me and cut your table. Close, it's not perfect, but I'm not making atomic bombs here either. So, off camera, I was having issues with my dust collector. It's collapsing. I mean, it ain't like me. So we got all that done, ready for glue up. In this case, less is more. You don't want to put too much. You don't want too much glue in here because it'll just be a mess to clean up. And I haven't learned my lesson yet, so more is better in my case. Just tight bond 2, tight bond 2. Open it first. Ow. boogers under your table either. It's gross. Do it anyways. So from here, what we need to do is put more tape on it to act as a clamp, get everything good and solid. We're gonna let it dry a couple hours, come back, do some finishing sanding, and should be good. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna sand the top of this. What I'm gonna do is I just clamp my belt sander with the 100 grit sandpaper to my table. We're gonna sand it. You wanna be careful not to rock it, be smooth, rotate. Hold on to it because these belt sanders will send your project flying, and that's never good for anybody. So again, I'm going to use my belt sander for this. If you're not careful, you can actually round over these angles and make it look more roundish than Dexiconish, I guess. So if there's any gaps, we'll take some sawdust, some glue mixture, put it in the gap. Now that we've got the top sanded fairly smooth, we're gonna take care of the edges. I was a little messy with my glue, so I got a lot to take off. If you have any gaps in your joints, you can use a sawdust and glue or filler, depends on what you're gonna do. If you're gonna stain it, probably don't want to use a wood filler. Sometimes the wood filler doesn't accept the stain very well, so it's discolored. Or you can paint it. If you're gonna paint it, just wood filler. I've used sheetrock mud in the past. Pretty much what you can find just to fill in the gaps. We'll sand it smooth, we'll finish it, we'll be good to go. So now that we got it all sanded up, blown off, dried off, we're gonna go ahead and finish it. I chose to go with a Minwax dark walnut. And before I do it, I'm actually going to use pre-stain. So Minwax also makes a good pre-stain. Anytime you're going to stain wood, especially construction grade, this is, I believe it's pine out of a 2x4. So anytime you're going to do that, pre-stain it, it'll help your finish be more consistent. You won't get splashes. You won't get splotches in it. It'll just look nicer, even for a small project like that. So always want to glove up when you're staining. This stuff is messy. I tend to get it all over myself, so go to Harbor Freight or Walmart, wherever, get you some gloves. According to directions, let it soak in for 15 minutes, a pot with the towel, pretty simple. After 15 minutes or so, we're gonna apply our dark walnut, and then we'll be ready. We'll let that dry a little bit, and we'll be ready to put on our finishing coat. And I forgot to hit record as I was staining, so we ended up with one coat of dark walnut. This is how it turned out.
Thanks.